Hi, boys and girls. This is a lesson for today's IXL objective, and it is about ordering fractions from greatest to least or least to greatest. So, a couple of things to remember is you need to pay attention to whether you're asked to order them from greatest to least or least to greatest. Then you need to pay attention to whether the denominator, the bottom number, is the same or not. That is how many pieces you have to begin with, and it determines how big the pieces are. I have made a copy of this aid and put it in Google Classroom for you. It's a nice visual aid. I had given them out. A lot of people returned them. If you still have yours, yours isn't in color, but it's also a helpful visual aid. All right, so we're going to start with the easiest concept, and that is when the denominator is the same. So if you look, we have these fractions 4/6, 3/6, and 2/6. And if we are asked to put them in order from greatest to least, remember that this means 4 out of 6, that our whole thing, whether it's a strip like this below or a pizza or whatever, is cut into 6 pieces. So here's an example of something cut into 6 pieces. So if we have 4 out of 6 of those pieces, we have up to this line. And if we have 3 out of 6, we have up to this line. And if we have 2 out of 6, we have up to this line. So it's easy to visually see how much you have. So if we are going to do least to greatest, we know if we have 2 out of the 6 pieces, we have the least. So that would be 2/6. Now on IXL, you're just going to be able to click on them and move them around. And so that one's the least. 3/6, 3 out of 6 would be the middle one. And then 4 out of 6 would be the greatest one. If you had 4 out of 6, it would be the greatest. And down here, I've kind of stuck an extra one here. I didn't mean to put that one there. But let's go down to the 1/9, 7/9, and 4/9. And this time, let's order them from greatest to least. So I hope in your head you said, oh, if I have 7 out of 9 pieces, then that is the greatest amount, 7/9. And if we look up here at these other two, 1/9 and 4/9, which one is greater? 4/9 would be greater than 1/9. So that would go next because you have 4 out of the 9 pieces. And then if you had 1/9, you would only have 1 out of the 9 pieces. So when we go down here and look at our ninths, this amount is 1/9. This amount is 4/9. And then this amount would be 7/9. You could see if that was a candy bar, you would be getting the greater portion. Then when we come down here to when denominators are different, that can be a little bit trickier. The nice thing that IXL has done is it has kept the numerator the same, so that gives our thinking, makes our thinking a little bit easier. So if we have 5/6 and 5/12 and 5/10, we need to think about it this way. We need to think, okay, I have one, let's say it's a candy bar, and it's divided into 6 pieces, and I get to keep 5 of them. And I have one candy bar divided into 12 pieces, and I get to keep 5 of them. And the same here. I have 10 pieces, and I get to keep 5 of them. So if we go down here, we can see that 5/6 would be this amount. And if we had 5/10, that would be this amount. So here we get to this amount, and here we get to keep this amount of the purple bar. And then the other one that we are comparing to is 5/12, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So 5/10 ends right there. 5/12 ends right